Okay, so I'm going to explain what I've done for this track. Very Christmassy track. As you can see, I've got some lights in the background, and I've got some festive lights celebrating the light of Christmas. So yeah, let's break it down. So I've got some festive lights in the background. Could only mean one thing: it's Christmas. And I've got a very festive track that I've made, I think about a year ago from today, for a church in Bolivia, I do believe, and I essentially made an opener for their Christmas service. So I'm just gonna be breaking this down and showing what I did. Yeah, join me with this as I delve into what I did, because it's been like a year since I've opened this, so I might be just as surprised as you are, I'm not gonna lie. Let's jump right in. So immediately, already we can see I've utilized the speed up function here right at the start, of course. And these pads you can find on multitracks.com, and these are amazing guitar packs. The QG shimmer, got some tremolo picking. It's all very distant, very distant. Shimmer's quite close up, I do believe. Of course, the reverse pad add in a nice bed, so it's very layered. But obviously with that, super slow tune up, almost as if like tape is winding to give a sort of classic feel, but also to give a definite intro. What else do I have? This is just some chimes I found on Splice. And we've got some wind. Now this is just a wind filter that I did copy, or that I did track in from a plugin. I think it was Massive, I do believe, yeah. And I just tracked it, opened up the filter, closed it back again, and yeah, I use this on a lot of my tracks. But yeah, I just had a continuous shimmery chime, very reverby, almost reverse. Now, coming in here as well, we've got an amazing plugin, Harmonic Flights, which I found on the Piano Book website. And Piano Book is an amazing community-based website where creators from all over the globe can upload sample packs that they've made, and each sample pack has its own story, and they get to share that story with the rest of the world, with composers like us. And this is one Sage Reynolds Music. You can find their Harmonic Flights not only on their page, but also I do believe Labs integrated it in their Spitfire audio as a pack for their Labs sample pack, which is free. So yeah, it's just that good. Really good stuff. I'm just gonna play in some stuff here. You can go up high. You can go super low too. Yeah, so it's a really versatile, just takes you right there to a sort of atmospheric sort of sound, you know? I've muted something here. I don't know what this is, but don't know what I was thinking. My guess is that this is the bass line. Yeah, this is the bass line that I'm doing. So this is just me working out what the progression is going to be that the strings are going to play, which I'll show you right now actually. So, Spitfire Audio has an amazing plugin called Alternative Solo Strings, and I managed to get it their Black Friday sale. Not this year, but last year. Yeah, this is just some great stuff. They've got different instruments. So you've got bass, the cello, the viola, and violin. 4-piece quartet, of course. But they have an amazing sort of way they string together recorded samples. Obviously, you've got the normal sustained notes, but you've got different techniques used by the players. You know, so you have obviously pizzicato, tremolo, but I forget the word. Soltasto, I think is the word. A sort of sound that the bow makes when it's bowed against the string or near the bridge of the violin, or in this case the bass. But I think I went for the sustained, just to give the bass some clarity here. Cello and viola come in. Then the violin. Now, for the violin, I used the Spitfire solo violin just to help it really stick out. And I often do this. I often merge different sample packs, or violin sample packs, for example, or string sample packs, just to give it a sense of depth, and to make different instruments sound different, to kind of achieve a realistic feel. Of course, nothing beats using real players, but I think the Spitfire often get very close. But I still I would love to work with having performers perform one of my arrangements one day. That would be, I think, a fun experience to do. So after this section, it goes into a more energetic feel. So here I'm using Spitfire solo violin. You can hear obviously the Joy to the World motif there, which this piece is based off of, because the first song in the set is Joy to the World. So obviously hinting at that motif to kind of give a sort of anticipation of what the next song's going to be, which is always good for openers, So obviously some tubular bells. So I've bussed some reverb on here as well. Got some woodwind. Sign is an amazing orchestral sample library, and they've got tons of different samples that sound realistic and depend on how you use it. Obviously their free stuff can seem a bit limited. As you can see, it's switching between sus4, major, sustain and staccato, but you know, it's really, you know, I love this sound, and they've got different sounds here. You know, you've got the ukulele, but this was one I actually bothered to buy this year. Unfortunately didn't buy it last year, which would have been great for this project, but their high woodwind from their Berlin Woodwinds soloists pack, I think that's a great one to grab. They also do Black Friday deals and so on and so forth. Yeah, they've got pianos, string ensembles, and their big band horns. They're great for you know, when you need that big band sound. I've used them a couple of times, but yeah. Also, I bring in the toy melodica. And for the melodica, I try to limit it to at least 3 voices or 2 voices. I'm not sure. I need to totally like experience playing one. I'm not sure if it's one note at a time or you can do multiple. I have a feeling you can probably do multiple. But anyways, it just adds a sort of top wash. Now, here we've got some Add Piano. By Add Piano, Addictive Keys, an amazing sample library for keys. Yeah, literally. This I got bundled with my interface. I do believe it's a Scarlett interface. The one with 4 inputs, and yeah, this is an amazing, you know, modern upright. Can't go wrong with that. Don't have my sustain pedal, but it's an amazing sound, you know. Yeah, so that's going. You've got the motif with the you know, octaves, sort of, and it climbs, keeps climbing. And here I've got some reverb, and some interesting. Not too interesting, really. I kind of just, you know, kept dry all the way up. Sometimes I bus my effects, sometimes I don't. Just keep it on there, just to make it simple for me to kind of work around, especially when bouncing out stems. I think this was quite a quick job, so essentially most of the effects are literally on the instrument channels for this. Now, one sad thing is there's an amazing sampler called Decent Sampler, which unfortunately, since I moved, did a whole data move with my hard drives and stuff, it isn't loaded yet. But essentially Dave is a massive synth, very capable synth that I do believe Christian Henson managed to, outsource from a different. I don't know where exactly from, but he did a video on where he got that massive synth from, and essentially he recorded it in and uploaded it to Piano Book once again, and I just loved the massive sound. It can achieve massive sounds, but for this, I think it was more of something like he used it more as like a pad. I'll kind of pull up retro synth and literally try and recreate what I've tried to do. So what's the sound we've got here? Alright, let's see what I was going for. So that's that. Actually, I think I've just remembered what this was. So this was essentially an amazing vocal pack called R's and Oohs. Oohs and R's, And yeah, that's, realistic sort of sample pack. I think what I can do instead, Labs have just released an amazing plugin or patch. Let me try this. Soft. It's great, but this might be it. Let's see. Wow. Okay, so it's called Gaelic Voices. And this is some interesting stuff here. Of course, we might just EQ this just to help it fit. I guess this channel is no longer called Dave anymore. Should call it, recall it like Choir or something like. But essentially, yeah, that's essentially what it kind of sounded like before I switched, hard drives and yada yada. This was also an amazing